Welcome back to the channel. Earlier this year, I started a series on this channel where I talk about some of the best collections and compilations on the Nintendo Switch. I've said before, these collections are a good way to get a lot of value for your buck. Usually you get to experience a lot for a good entry price. In today's video, I've got yet another round of awesome collections for you to check out. There are plenty of classics here, both new and old, but this list also features some rather new collections that recently just came out in the last few months since the last video. While you are watching this video, feel free to share some of your favorite collections on the Switch in the comments down below. Anyway, I got a lot to share with you today, so without any further ado, hang on, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I dive into even more Nintendo Switch collections and compilations. I love the Turrican series. They are hard games, no doubt, but they have satisfying gameplay as you run, gun, and explore their very awesome stages. And you can't forget that music too. The soundtracks for these games are amazing. The series is mostly associated with the Amiga, but it had entries released for both the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive systems, Super Nintendo, and other platforms. Turrican Flashback is a great collection that has 4 games. That includes the first 2 Turrican games released for the Amiga, as well as Mega Turrican for the Sega platforms, and Super Turrican for the Super Nintendo. These 4 are probably the most played and well-known games in the series. These are really awesome games, and if you never experienced them before, then you are missing out, as they truly are some of the best of that era of gaming. The gameplay is a bit like Contra meets Metroid, especially for the early entries. You will need to use many power-ups and abilities you obtain to mow down the horde, but also explore to find secrets and paths. The Flashback collection is all around good stuff, and has modern perks including filters, rewind features, save states, and such. It's a good entry point for those new to the series, as it has some of the heavy hitters of the franchise, while being a good way to experience these games. Now recently, there has been a new set of new Turrican collections released, called the Anthology Collections. I want to thank NN Games for sending over some codes, so I've been able to take a really deep dive into these collections and see what they're all about, as well as be able to compare them to the former collection. Now, after playing, I can say these collections are the ultimate way to experience these games, especially if you're like myself, who have a lot of fondness for the series. Game-wise, Turrican Anthology Volume 1 contains Turrican 1 and 2 from the Amiga, Super Turrican, as well as the director's cut of Super Turrican, and the new Mega Turrican Score Attack game. Turrican Anthology Volume 2 contains Turrican 3 for the Amiga, Mega Turrican, the director's cut of Mega Turrican, and Super Turrican 2, as well as the Score Attack version of Super Turrican 1. A lot of Turrican goodness across 2 collections, but this second one being especially noteworthy, as it has some games not included at all in the Flashback collection. What makes these collections stand out is the fact that there is a lot more care and features in both of these collections. There's a map feature that allows you to scan the whole map, a godsend for the early Turrican games. There's various enhancements, loads of different types of soundtracks included, and ways to enjoy them. There's the ability to choose Amiga, console, or modern controls. There's unlockable cheats, a gallery, complete manual scans, a jukebox mode, much improved rewind support, and lots more. You also can't forget the fact that this collection includes those director cut versions, as well as the Score Attack versions too. Simply put, this collection is probably one of the most packed in terms of features for any game series. Seriously, this is the ultimate way to enjoy these games, no doubt. It's awesome as heck, and it's mind-blowing how much care is included in this collection, especially when you compare it to the Flashback collection. Now, which collection you get is up to you. If you're very casual, Turrican Flashback might be the best way to start, especially cost-wise. But if you're a veteran of the series, or a big fan of these games, then the Anthology volumes are absolutely the way to go and are worth the investment. Moving on, let's talk about Bandai Namco. Now hats off to them, they have led the charge with collections and value packages for the Switch and other consoles. They have released a ton in the last few years. I love it. They got a good catalog of classics as well as some modern stuff. I've already talked about a few collections from them in previous videos, but today I got lots more to talk about. Pac-Man Museum Plus is their latest collection, and this one features a bevy of Pac-Man classics, both past and present. It has 14 games that includes classics like Pac-Man for the arcade and Pac-Mania, but it features modern stuff like Championship Edition, Pac-Man 256, and Pac-Man Battle Royale. It's a good collection, though it's missing a couple entries, like Miss Pac-Man, but that's because of a few legal disputes. Heck, he's actually scrubbed from the few games he was featured in this collection because of that nonsense. It's crazy, but hey, at least the gameplay is there. You can even customize an arcade, which is fun, and I do like that. There's local multiplayer for the games that support it. It's a solid collection overall. Now if you're looking for something a bit beyond just Pac-Man, well, there's the older Namco Museum. Beyond Pac-Man, it includes games like Galaga, Dig Dug, the first two Rolling Thunder games, and even Splatterhouse. I love it includes that game, you don't see that one get released too often. It is a pretty straightforward collection of arcade hits, I'm not gonna lie, but if you're one that just wants to enjoy some of the better Namco arcade games without the fuss, then this collection is perfect for you. Also just note, this collection can be quite cheap when it goes on sale in the eShop. That can definitely make it a better value. Now Bandai Namco has collections that are beyond their classic lineups. They got modern collections too. For example, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy is a collection of the first 3 Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games released on the Nintendo Switch. This is a big value deal, especially for fans of the franchise. You get 3 big modern arena style fighters, plus all their DLCs, and everything in one combination package. It's a heck of a deal. It's even better when it goes on sale, and often it goes on sale on the Switch eShop for just $10. At that point, it's a no-brainer if you like Naruto, or just fighting games in general. It's an absolute get. I love the over-the-top gameplay in this one. It's just a lot of fun. Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition contains Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth and Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. These 2 turn-based JRPGs are good games, and honestly, my favorite in the franchise. You evolve and devolve your monsters as you try to create your perfect, powerful beasts as you try to save the day. It's got some pretty addicting gameplay. I played the heck out of it, especially the first one. Now yes, this is a collection of just 2 games, but these games were relatively not that old at release. I mean, I paid full price for these games on the PS4. And here, you get them all in a bundle for the same price one was back when it was released. All the DLCs released for the games are included in this collection as well. This is another title that goes on sale quite often both on the eShop and in physical formats, which makes it become an even better deal for some good monster collecting RPG goodness. I have one more Bandai Namco collection, yes, one more to talk about. Hey, I was not kidding when I said they had a bunch on the Switch. But anyway, this next one might be one of my favorite things to come out this year. Klonoa Fantasy Reverie Series is a collection of 2 remastered games in the series. Specifically, a remaster of the Wii remake of the first entry in the series, and a remaster of the PS2 game Klonoa 2. The Klonoa games are bright and colorful platformers, and very good platformers at that. They play in a 2.5D perspective, where very often you interact with the foreground and background as you explore each level. They have great level design and fun gameplay. Even after all these years, both games really hold up in the gameplay department and are some of the best platformers ever released. I'm so happy to have this collection, mainly because getting a hold of Klonoa games legally in the past has been such a pain. The first one on PlayStation is mind-blowingly expensive now, and even the Wii release and the PS2 entry are climbing in price. Now everyone can finally enjoy these games without breaking the bank. It's a tremendous value on that alone. If you love platformers, then you should absolutely get this collection without question. In this video, and in previous ones in the series, I've talked about plenty of retro collections, but there's even more awesome ones out there for the Switch. Double Dragon and Kunio-kun Retro Brawler Bundle is one heck of a deal. There's 18 games in this collection, including 11 that have not been released in North America before. All of these previously unreleased games received translations for this release. There is a ton of beat-em-up goodness here. I mean, that is to be expected, but there's some variety here too, with fun takes on sports stuff like soccer, basketball, and dodgeball that even with its age is still fun to play. What I really appreciate in this collection is the ability to play the games in quality up modes, which drastically improves the games far beyond what they were on the original NES and Famicom. For example, in a lot of cases, it fixes a lot of the stuttering effects that were common with these games. Beyond that, this game has online gameplay up to 4 people, which is absolutely awesome for any beat-em-up or collections like these to have. There's a lot of care in this collection, and it is the best way to enjoy these classics. Finally, there are a pair of shoot-em-up collections that I recommend you check out. Taito teamed up with M2 to release 2 awesome Darius collections for the Switch. If you're not familiar with M2, just know that these developers are masters at emulation and preserving the quality of retro games. If M2 is working on a collection, you know it's going to be quality. The Darius games are tough but fun shoot-em-ups that are rewarding for those who are willing to put in the time. They have a lot of replayability, especially since you can select paths and levels as you advance in the games. Of course, there's power-ups to gain, to upgrade your shield and attack, and it's noted for awesome sea creature-like bosses that are fun as heck to take on. The first collection, Darius Cosmic Console Collection, has 6 titles across 9 versions of the Darius series, from consoles like the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and PC Engine. It has games like Darius 2, Sagaya, Darius Twin, and Supernova, which are all good quality titles. Darius Cosmic Collection Arcade might be my favorite of the 2, as this one has a bunch of the arcade games, which I think is some of the best in the series. This contains 4 games across 7 versions, and considering these games are often in arcade cabinets with multiple screens, it's nice that they are presented here in a way to experience the game on a single screen. Sometimes emulation can be a pain with these multi-monitor arcade games, so this is an easy way to enjoy these classics. This arcade collection has multiple versions of Darius, and also includes Darius 2 and Sagaya, as well as Darius Gaiden, which might be my pick for the best in the series. This is one of my favorite shoot-em-ups of all time. Now I will say that maybe for casual shoot-em-up fans, the prices of these collections might be a little hard to digest. Luckily, they do go on sale quite often on the eShop, and when they do, yeah, it's absolutely worth it. Especially for that arcade collection. And there you go, another round of awesome collections for the Nintendo Switch. I've really enjoyed doing this series so far. Again, it's really nice to share my love for these collections, which are great values to have for the Switch. If you haven't seen the other videos in the series, I'll link them down below in the description box and in the comments for you to check out. If you're looking for more value for your buck, I have a playlist I add to each week with new videos covering awesome Nintendo Switch eShop deals to check out. I'll put a link to that playlist down below as well. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and haven't yet done so, make sure to click on the subscribe and bell buttons so you don't miss any future videos. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.